Hi everyone, and today I'm going to show you how to draw this character. The really, I'm going to try my best to explain it to you, hopefully. So let's get going. Okay, so yeah, so this is the title. I obviously always have to put the title before uploading. That's just how the app works, really. So first I draw a simple sketch, and it doesn't really have to be complicating or stuff like that. That all I have to do is just put like basic shapes of the anatomy, stuff like that. And then we draw the eyes. And then if you're wondering why I'm drawing it again, well, this is like to pretty much like make it more clear, and if you're confident enough that like the anatomy and the body shape is just about right. Okay, now let's continue on with the video. And then I had to get it just right. If you like see something off, it just no shame in like fixing it. I used faded pen for the eyes because it kind of works out just right, pretty much. Then I just face and stay help. Okay. I I then faded it a little bit more to make it more realistic, something like that. I didn't really keep those like oranges or the whitest color on the hair very long, and I was thinking of like adding those squares in our background, but I didn't really keep that later on. Pretty much something like that. Okay, let's get on with it. And then I put the goggles there as well. And then you start to notice something very interesting. So basically, like I put some dark blue color on the black outline of the hair, and if you're wondering why, well, it's to make it maybe a bit more vivid, or maybe like I would say to make it look more distinctive, or maybe more comfortable, especially on the clothes that I added it on. Okay, and I decided to add some flowers on the ears to make it a little bit more detailed, stuff like that. And for the goggles, I can understand if the goggles may sound really complicating to make, but trust me, they're not. You just have to like lower the capacity over and over again to make it look just right, really. It's kind of more like an illusion. And then when I realized that background wasn't good, I had to change the lighting. So for the lighting, like it's not really, it's not really complicating. You just have to kind of look over it over and over again. The app that I'm using for the drawing, I'm using it on IBIS, which isn't really too tricky if you practice it for a while. I'm not a pro at it, but I'm just pretty much giving out advice, and you basically have to like use the kind of have to practice with the effects a little bit more. It's not like too complicating. I don't really use the effects like that specific layer effects much often because I actually know like better ways I could actually explain it to you or show it to you later on, but we'll get back to it later on. So over here, I adjusted the lightness and shadows, and something was off with the eyelids, so I kind of changed a little bit. I did some like light flashing on the right side of the hair. Okay. And I added some like light bloom on the flower as well. And the neck looked way too thin, so I kind of had to change that a little bit. I thought adding some static looked cool, but it wasn't really that great, so I obviously had to change that, and it looked better that way. So overall, yeah, it is a pretty good drawing, and oops, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that, but it is a pretty good drawing. Got a lighting and stuff like that all over, and yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you find that useful, and bye.